Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about how to pass data between activities. One thing you have to note on Android are built using three things, three components: service, broadcast receive, and activity. All these are communicate with together via intent. So intent is the way that we use it to do communication between all these three components. Even if we have two activity, we will use intent. So when we say, hey, this is activity main, that means this activity. If I have another activity, so if I want to do communication between them, I would use intent. So think about you have login page. You ask someone for his username and password. If you enter it correctly, you will pass for the second activity and you will tell him, hey, welcome. So think about what we need. We need two activities. Okay, I have first of all, I need to add another one. So I would just go to the layout and click right, click new activity, then I select empty activity because I don't need anything to have in this activity. Let me name it main activity 2. You could name it any name you would like. You could name it welcome, or you could name it home, whatever you want to name it. So yes, I have it home. So now looking back here, you would see two files are created. One of them name it home as a XML file, and one of them is this one is the Java file. So we have two things. We said first we have a main, and the main, if someone enters his information correctly, he will go to the home. So with the information, I would ask users. I would ask username and password. So think about what we need. I need two text field. So this one, plain. But suppose I have this plain text. Someone enters a plain text. Think about it in this way. If you just maximize it, so you'll see it full screen. Hopefully it will be. I know there is bugs in this tool, but yeah. But if you want to enable this one, enable. If you want to keep it disabled, disabled. Keep it enabled is good because when you add your object on the lining, he will just create for you the constraint. See, he add two constraint from here to here. So when I enable it, he create add constraint in the place that he believe it's correct. Also, if I just need another one, this is password input. Just bring it here and add it. He will add it for you. See, because I didn't add the correct place, it didn't create pink for me. If I just create correctly, see here, I create two of them. One of them this side, one of them this side. I want to add on the top, I always, here you go. And I will also add one button down here. Let me add it on the lining, so there's nothing. He did not create anything because there's no lining. If I add it on the lining, he will create for me because it will depend on lining. Sometimes he will not able to do that. So I will do it by my hand. So yeah, I will create it in this way. If I want to add another one here. Okay, it's a really simple login form. And hey, yes, what you believe I have this one text. Doesn't have any text in it. We just clean up what we have. Oops, just wait for some time until they clean up. Sorry. Yes, I have this one. I have just clean up this one. I say enter user name. So I'm asking someone to enter his username. I ask here enter password. Because I select as a password, he will do it hint. Here is login should be the text. Login. I have to have button click. Let me name it PU login. Okay, and make sure everything is set up. This one is set up. Make sure give it ID so I could access to them. So I give this one ID. So I name it ET user name. Hopefully username is correct. And this one I give it yes. This one, wait a second. This one I give it ET password. Okay, which is great. So yes, now if I go here, I see I have a button, but this button doesn't have any event. If I just click here, I could go and create the event in the main activity one. See, this is the main. So what we need to access to this layout, which is this main activity, we have two things. This one, hopefully, hey, there's something error. Just remove this one. Enter user name, that enter password. So the ID for it is edit et username. You could see it from here and you could see it from there. So this is et username. So I want to access to it. Edit text et username. I want to access to it from here. Edit username equal. You know the process now. First you do casting, find the view by ID, r.id.edit text name, edit username. Second one I needed, it is this one, which is the password. That's this one. Now I have this one, et password. So I say, hey, edit text for the password, and here you initialize it. Still edit text for the password because still you're using r.id.edit text. Why it is password also edit text? Because if you go here, look through this object, so you don't need to think a lot. So just go to select text, select the object for password. You see it's also still text, password text. Okay, so you don't have problem. Now you have username, passwords connected. It's really easy. Think about you have a string for username, just hard coding, admin, and string for password, also 1111. Okay, so these two things. Now I have both of these. I want to login, so I have to make sure my username equal this one and my password equal this one. So I would say if username dot equal this, the string in this place, so dot get text, bring the text inside it, dot to string, it's equal, and the password, which is, it is capital, dot equal edit password dot get text dot to string. So now I have to do process of going to the second form. Make sure I add it between two brackets, otherwise will not work. Make sure to condition. So now if the condition is correct, I would go to the go to second activity. Okay, whatever. Now how I could go to the second activity? To go from one activity to another, we have to use intent. So first of all, we have to define intent. Say, hey, intent, define intent small. Why he did not know it? Make sure to go back, remove last character, click enter, so he will import intent, or intent, he will import intent on the top. So cool, new intent. So you define the intent. Intent take two parameters. That means this activity that I am in. You could use word this. You could use get application context. They are same. So I would prefer using this. That means this activity. But this activity equal get application context in Android. So then I want to go which activity? I want to go to home. Is that right? Well, the name of this activity home. So I write home.class. Go to the name. So now, hey, you understand. I have intent. The intent will take me from my activity to the activity named home. Now, when I go to the home, then I say, hey, start activity. Start in this way. Activity. Hopefully this one. Start activity for the intent. Now I have intent. I pass the start activity. The start activity, if the username and password correctly, it will directly pass me to the second activity, and that is. But this is basic thing of how to move between one activity and another. What we want to do, we need to pass some data. For example, we need to pass username. If he enter username and password correct, he will tell him, for example, welcome, the name of the user, welcome Hussein. So we need to pass data via intent. One thing you have to know about it, intent look like web pages when you pass data between one page and other. So user could do direct access to other pages using some hack application that you'll see it in the end. So if you enter admin and you enter 1111 for ones, then we click login, he went to the second page. See, now I want to go back, click this one and go back. Now let me go to the second page, which is home. I want to do some update. First of all, I want to add this button to close this page. How to close the page? So I would just also enable this one, but let me just add in a specific place. I would add this button here, okay, and add it to the end. I just connected with the end, so it should be always in the end. Here I would add it close. So how to close any activity? Bu close. First of all, so you go here and button and to create the event. So just to close any activity, just do finish. You have to finish activity and you have done, because if you say open, you're still opening more activities, and this is the problem you have. When you're done with any activity, you have to close it. Don't think about when you open another activity, you are the first one closes. The first one is still behind the scene. So make sure when you do open, make sure when you're done from the activity, you close it. Either when someone could close it by clicking back. So now if I just click admin 1 2 3 4, click enter, he go to this page. If he click close, he closed the second page and he went back. Now I want to pass data. So think about it. I have here in the home, think about I have here in the home text field. So text field, this text field, and this text field is, let me just connect it. Is it text field, this one? This is edit text, whatever, I don't care. Edit text, name it edit text show. Okay, so this one, if I just go back to home, I define edit text, I name it edit text show. I have to initialize it from here. Edit text should be find the view by id r.id edit text. What I want to do, I want to pass username from this activity to other activity. Suppose I have string name, not username, name equal Hussein, whatever. So now I want to pass the name also to the second activity via intent. To pass data via intent, just write the intent name dot put extra, okay? Then give it a key. Any key you would like, to name it. For example, I want to name it this key, I would name it name, okay? Then I give it value, which the value I have is this value. Then close it. You could add as much as data via intent, not only one. You could add another put extra, you add username as a key, and the value you add the real data of the username. Now think about it. Now you have this, and you want to read this data from the second activity. How you would read this data when it passed here? Now this one, he will receive name and username. How he read it? So let me do read from intent. First of all, we need to read from intent really easy. First of all, define your bundle, name it b equal get intent dot get extra, because you remember when we send to the intent here, we send intent, we put extra inside the intent. Now I want to read the extra from the coming intent. I just, hey, from the coming intent, bring the extra. Extra now, it's contain number of key and number of value. When I want to display, when I want to get username, string name or the name, I could get it from b dot get directory, get string, because I'm adding string. He asked me about the key. What is the key for the name? If you see the name, here is the name, the key for it. So just take it, add it here, here. Same thing if you do it for the username. Let me go back and define this is the key. Is that right? Yes. Define variable name it username, get that key. Now I want to set the name inside edit text show dot set text, set it the name. Now if you run it, so did you see how we passed more than one data via intent? And this is how the intent work. You could use a static variable to keep it between classes, but this is not preferred because you're still in a static, you're still using memory. That make your application slow. So don't use static to pass data between classes or between activity. Better thing is using intent, and really easy process. Now if I say admin 1 2 3 4, if I just click login, he have to take me and he give me Hussein Al-Rubai. So the basically how it's work, you just define intent, you added 2 data extra inside intent with key and value like hash map. When you want to read that one, but just give it key, he will give you the value. You give it the key, give you the value. Just say b dot get string because you are adding string. If you adding integer, think about you adding integer. So you say intent dot put extra, let me suppose age. Okay, you added whatever age, 2 years. I don't tell you my age. No, I'm 28. So age, I get the age here, then I would go back here. I want to read the age, so the age should be integer. Then, but the intent I cannot say get string. I would say get integer. Is that right? Yes. Then I give it the key name. Now I will be able to read the age. Yes, this is what I want to share in this video. Thank you for watching and see you next.